Good morning, Angie. I didn't even say anything.
Morning.
Good morning, Kelly.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone that's on the line.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning again.
We'll, good morning. We'll start our meeting this morning with a prayer. Let every heart pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. Thank you for your grace and mercy that touched us all this morning and allowed us to see this brand new day. We ask you to bless our meeting, that everything will be said and done in order and pleasing unto God. We give you all praise and honor to you this morning, and we thank you for all that you do. Amen.
Amen.
We'll start our meeting with the minutes by Miss Angie Scott
Good morning.
from the last meeting. Good morning.
Executive meeting. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Executive Council meeting, May 23rd, 2021. Meeting minutes were read and approved. Financial report was read and approved. Prayer by Deaconess Claudette Scott. Pastor's report. God's continuing to bless Antioch. Third Sunday worship was amazing. Holy Spirit was able to take control. William McDowell, I won't go back. Important questions to answer. What's not working? Why was a committee created? Who is leading? Are they called to the position or are they just put in the position? Joshua's generation, it was a mindset. Updates, choir director Kamika Carter has received approval from congregation to be hired. Meeting with choir members and Kamika soon. Reopening plan for June 13th. June 13th. Walk through with leadership first Sunday in June. 5 options to worship. We can come into the sanctuary, watch on TV from carport, listen in your cars, watch on Facebook, and call in on conference call. Bid for Fellowship Hall, Robert Snow, and Thurman Smith. All bids will need to be in during the month of May so we can vote on contractors for May Executive Council. During the May Executive Council meeting, the goal is to have the work completed in July by by homecoming. Certified letter sent to Jason Kivley. Deacons report. Deacons are engaging with members through cards, phone calls, and text messaging, as well as in parking lot. Trustee report. Uh, Trustee Telly thanked everybody for coming out for cleanup a few weeks ago. Going back into the church June 13th. Haven't been using our ushers, and we'll look into utilizing our ushers going back into the church, as well as trustees. Fellowship Hall renovation numbers will be went over by Edith. Then Edith went over deep cleaning. Robert Snow, $2,000, one step ahead, $4,179. Both can get the job done by June 18th. We'll need answer as soon as next week in order to get job done by June 13th deadline. Both packages include carpet cleaning of sanctuary, cleaning of pews, using hot water extraction for deep cleaning, 4 bathrooms, and pastor's office. Lynette Young is a candidate for custodian. It was also offered that custodian It was also offered that custodian would be allowed to clean. It was also suggested that custodian be allowed to clean the clean the church for the month of June 13th and June 20th, in order to determine by next council meeting whether we want to move forward with that person as a custodian. And again, that name was Lynette Young. Fellowship bids, replacing of ceiling tiles or replacing light fixtures to LED lights was not included in estimates. But it should be, because we are including that and want that done in our estimates. Robert Snow estimate was $8,108.06. This did not include replacing the tiles. Thurman Smith's bid was $5,150. Bid did not include the replacement of the fixtures. It was suggested that the trustees be given control and get together and come up with a decision as far as the renovation. Motion was made and approved that trustees would have the authority to move forward with fellowship renovation as they see fit. Question was asked concerning compensation of custodian salary, and it was pointed out that salary was $70 prior to the 2021 budget and was bumped up to $100. Christian education, Waterflow Ministry is doing well. Reverend Burton's recommendation was to continue her ministry on Thursday, as it fits the schedule of many of the listeners on Thursday evenings. Discussion was had concerning Sunday school on Sunday versus online Christian education on Thursday. It was suggested that we table this for future reference. Youth weekend is the weekend of June 26th and 27th. Suggestion for Fun Day on Saturday and Normal Achievement Recognition Day on Sundays during Sunday service. Also, Vacation Bible School was suggested for week leading up to homecoming, which is July 12th through 16th. Burial, there were no losses this month. Would like to thank Brother Bobby. Would like to thank everyone who helped continue to clean up with the cemetery. No music report. No unfinished business, as it was discussed in prior committees, and meeting was dismissed with prayer.
Are there any questions? If not, the minutes stand approved as read from the last meeting. The report of our financial officers, Ms. Scott.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The bank statement for the month of ending May 31st was checking account $52,363.93. Checks written for the month $2,751.45. Withdrawals, debits, and service charges $9,515.05. Total deposits, including interest, was $10,082.10. Of that, $2,102 was given through and 98 cents was given through Simple Give, and through the regular offering, $7,979.12. And we did have 2 deposit corrections for the month of May. The business CD total was $34,714.56. The Treasury CD, $7,166.44. The balance due on the credit card is 0. And the scholarship account has $2,627.14. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Sister Annie, I noticed we keep having deposit corrections. I'd like to make a recommendation to the board and to the council that you get with our chairman of the trustee board and bring back to the council next month. What are some ways and we can get rid of these payment corrections? Maybe some training that we need to do. But if we, we definitely need to fix that so we don't have those every month.
Okay. Oh, and another thing, I did call the bank about changing the name on the accounts, and we have to do it. We have to do it in a meeting and put it in the minutes. The name we're changing from and the name you want to change to. And we have to take a copy of that minutes to the bank so we can get it changed. And I also asked him about the CDs, and he said it's best to just leave them like it is now because no CDs are earning anything, and it's best to just leave them where they are.
Okay. Sister Moderator, I'd like to make a recommendation that we have Sister Annie Scott added to the card and Mary Davis removed.
All right. Do you want to vote on it now or wait and vote on all this other stuff we got to vote on at the same time?
Well, since we're here and we're already right there at it, I want to go ahead and let's deal with that now.
Okay.
So is this what you want to do? Is this? I'm just asking a question. Is this what you want to do, or what?
Yes, sir. Because we still have Mary Davis' name on the account.
Okay.
Yeah, and so my recommendation would be is that we remove Sister Mary Davis and add Sister Annie Scott.
Okay, no problem. No, what I was asking was, do we give cards to her, or would Beverly still hold the cards, or how are we doing it?
Yes. The only thing is everything would still remain the same. We just want Sister Mary Davis' name. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
All right, Brother Milton has already made the motion. Can we have someone to second it?
A second.
Okay. It has been moved and second that we remove this Mary Davis name from our bank account and use Miss Annie Scott. Beg pardon?
Some of the credit card, right?
Yes. That's the right one, Brother Milton?
Yes, ma'am.
We're talking about the credit card, not the actual bank account.
Yeah,
Yes,
the credit card. The credit card. Do we have a second?
I second.
Okay. Well, it's been moved and probably second. And we can put it to a vote. We need to have a roll call to see how many people do we have to vote. I mean, today is a conference, so everybody can vote. But do we have enough to vote? We need at least 7 people to vote. Can everyone call the name so we can see how many people we got?
Taylor Scott.
Okay, got that.
Angela Scott.
Got that one. Okay.
Annie Scott.
Shannon Scott.
Anyone else? Shannon. Okay. That's 4. Somebody else talking. I don't know who it is. So we have 5 people.
Tawana Bullock.
Well, 6 we wrote. Oh, Tawana. Okay, you can write your name down. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you repeat that?
Laura Jones.
Oh, Lawman. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got your name. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 people that can vote on. Okay. All that's in favor. All that's in favor say aye. Let's see how many we got. Just call your name, then we'll see how many you got. Who was that speaking then?
Tell you what, it'd be easier, Deacon
Just
Henderson.
do the name.
It'd be easier, Deacon Henderson, with the motion. We can just have those
Okay.
who disagree to speak up. And that way, it would, so if anybody disagrees, they can
Okay.
speak up. And
Does anybody disagree with having Miss Annie's name placed on the credit card and Miss Murray's taken off? So everybody agree. The 7 people agree. So the motion has been passed and everything has been passed. Any questions on that? If not, we'll move on. We took care of that one. All right. Rob Milton, report from the pastor.
good morning, my brothers and sisters. We continue to have awesome worship. Work has been completed on the fellowship hall. Special thanks to Edith Henderson and the trustees for their leadership throughout the renovation process. We still have a couple of things we want to do, but we wanted to praise God for the work that has been done. Also to Brother Thurman, who completed the work, and also Sister Carolyn Davis Smith, who assisted in that process as well. It definitely took a team effort. We still have some more work that we want to get done, but we're grateful for everybody doing and to get the work done that we have done thus far. A couple of updates, my brothers and sisters. Church information, we already dealt with that. We got the card information updated. We'll also be looking, I spoke to the trustees the other day. We're having some major Wi-Fi issues, and we've had this for a while now. And I've been in contact with Greg Barlow, who is a pilot who lives out in the country in Alamance County, where I live. And he worked on a solution, and I'll be giving him the specs. I talked to Reverend Andy Hargrove that gave me the square footage of the church, and I'm sending that information to him along with some other things, just so we could hopefully get this Wi-Fi situation under control. My brothers and sisters, we have about 3,000 followers on Facebook, and we have several outside folks who, several of our members who watch faithfully every weekend. So we definitely want to get our Wi-Fi situation worked out because, I do want to let you all know that we, as of right now, we have three major categories of our members. Number one are the folks who are coming to in-person worship. Number two, we have the folks who are coming to the parking lot. And then number three, we have the folks who are on our social media, whether that's the conference call or whether that's Facebook Live. And so the hard job for us as leaders is we have to make sure that all three of those groups feel connected and engaged in worship. And so beginning this Sunday, after we do the prayer at 11:45, I will begin going out greeting the folks that are in the parking lot, because ever since we've been into worship, I have not greeted my brothers and sisters in the parking lot. And so as we move forward, always make sure that as we make decisions and as we think about things for our church, we want to make sure that we are keeping those three groups in mind. Again, those folks that are in the sanctuary, and then those other folks who are in the parking lot, and then we have our folks that are involved on social media. So I just wanted to let you know that we're working on the Wi-Fi piece. Several months ago, we brought up to purchase an iPad, but we did not vote on it. And so what I'd want to do today is after the end of it, go ahead and get a motion to actually get an iPad. We've had several conversations about it, but we have not made it official. So we definitely want to do that. we have, I want to continue working on leadership because, again, I know that Antioch is going to continue doing some amazing stuff, but we want to develop our leadership skills and strategies throughout all of us. And so on Tuesday, Tuesday, July 13th, I had the wrong date, Tuesday, July 13th, from 8 to 9, and I was trying to have it that evening so folks would be off work and have fed the babies and would be able to join in. And I'd love to have some conversation on that if that's a bad time, because what I want to do is have the most folks available. But Tuesday, July 13th, from 8 to 9, I had a workshop that will be led by Mr. Dontrell Allen, who is an amazing leadership facilitator and would be coming to do this. And also, if there's anybody in the church congregation that we feel that has leadership potential but has not had an opportunity, we want to invite them to this. So this is not just for executive council, but this is for everybody that's in a leadership position: deacons, trustees, all executive council members, pastor, musicians, anybody that's a part of Antioch. We want them to be a part of this leadership because we are definitely want to strengthen our leadership over the next few months and years. Are there any questions about that part before I go any further? Deacon Henderson? Yes.
I got a question. Would that be available online as well?
Yes. That actually is. I'm sorry, I should have said that. That Leadership Summit is online, and that way everybody can log in, whether on their phone or their computer. But yes, sir. Tuesday, July 13th, from 8 to 9, that will be online, and we're also going to record it. So if anybody can't make it, they'll be able to go back and look at it.
Great. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any other questions? Tell you what, I'll go ahead and finish up my piece, and then we'll come back and have the motion for the purchase of the iPad. Homecoming is coming up, my brothers and sisters, and what I wanted to do is Homecoming Sunday, which is the third Sunday, I wanted to do a ribbon cutting ceremony at 11 a.m. For the fellowship hall. We've had some major work done to it, and what we want to do at that ribbon cutting ceremony is we want to, of course, have that on Facebook Live, have folks go in and see the work that has been done, but also, my brothers and sisters, we want them to notice the other work that needs to be done. We have had carpet done, the painting of the bathrooms, but our kitchen still needs some work, along with a few other things. And so what my recommendation would be is to let folks see what needs to be done so we can begin having conversation to say, how soon can we get this work done to our fellowship hall? Because that's one thing about it, is once you start doing work on one thing, that brings attention to the others. And so with that, I've talked to our trustee chairman, and he'll definitely be bringing that up in his trustee report about a cleaning that we'll be doing to kind of haul away some stuff and to organize some stuff. And I'll pause and let, well, not pause, but I'll let him talk about that in his report. But again, we will have homecoming our third Sunday like we always do. And we will do food after church like we did for our Family and Friends Day. But I've talked to Brother Squirrel at the fire department, and he will be having 3 large tents brought out. And so as folks are getting their food, they are more than welcome to sit outside under the tent with tables and chairs. We're actually going to do old school homecoming, how I heard y'all used to sit out under the big tree and that kind of thing. And so for those who would like to, we'll have homecoming old school style this year. But yes, the Townsville Fire Department will be putting up several big tents along with the 2 tents that we have, so that way folks can fellowship after church for those that want to. And we talked to Sister Beverly and Brother Pearson, and they have agreed to cook. And I'll be contacting Sister Mildred and the kitchen committee on today to just get the plan in place. And, we have money in the budget. And so I think we used about $600 last time. And so if no objections, we would use the same format that we use in the Family and Friends Day for our homecoming celebration. I'll be getting with Sister Reba and develop flyers and get the word out there for not only the homecoming celebration, but Pfizer. If someone can, everybody mute their phone. Brother Tell, I believe it's you. Everybody mute their phone. But the last thing that I wanted to talk about, my brothers and sisters, we've done a lot of work internally. And what I want to do now for the next the remainder of this quarter is to deal with our Great Commission. Matthew 28 says, "Go therefore and make disciples." And so in order for us to do that, we have to have material and things in place to go do that. You know, Antioch doesn't have any business cards. Antioch doesn't have any flyers. So if I wanted to talk about Antioch, if I was in the community and I wanted to talk about my church, we don't have material to pass out. And so what I would like to do is with the money from the education line, and we have $2,000 there, I would like to take $500 to develop our church letterhead, labels for letters, banners and signs, because we all take it for granted. But I had a conversation with Minister Edwards, our Duke intern, who when he first came out there, we really don't have any signs when you get to the church saying this is Antioch. I know we have the church banner, the brick banner, but that's, you know, of course we have some bushes that are grown up, but we don't have any large signs. And so what I would like to do is the large banner that we use for outdoor worship, I'd like to display that somewhere outside and hang that up permanently where folk can see this is Antioch United Church of Christ. And so the thing I would like to do is use $500, no more, but I don't think it'll be that much, but get about $2,500 business cards where we can give 100 business cards to our members to pass out. We'll be sending out mailing cards to let folks know what we have going on and the all of the links, because with the water flow ministry, with the transitional Tuesday, with the worship on Sunday and other things we have going on, we want to put that on a flyer where we can put that in convenience stores and let folks know that they can check us out. And so are there any questions about anything I said before we go to motion? So I'll pause for any questions. Okay. If no questions, could I get a motion, number one, for the iPad? And then, well, let's do the iPad first. Can I get a motion for the iPad?
Yeah. Can someone make the motion? Can someone make the motion that we'll get the iPads for the church?
I make the motion to get the iPad for the church. Shannon Scott.
Thank you. Second? Can someone second?
I second the motion. Deacon Hart.
Okay. The motion has been made and properly second that we get, Brother Milton, how many? 1, 2, or how many?
Right now, let's just do one because what we want to do is make sure that we continue working on the Wi-Fi. And once we get the Wi-Fi going and straight, then I think we can add on to that. But let's start off with one.
Okay. So the motion has been made that we get one iPad next week. Purchase it next week. Are there anyone that oppose? If not, it stand approved.
The second thing, Sister Henderson, I wanted to raise was the evangelism discipleship piece, where the business cards, the mailing out information to the flyers, the church letterhead, and the labels. that would be a top budget of $500. So I would not go above that. I would try to do it as cheap as I can, but definitely making sure it's good quality. So the next one would be for the motion of getting all of the banners and signs to display to encourage folks to attend worship either in person or online.
Okay, so can someone make a motion on the banners, the labels?
Oh. And what part of the budget you said this money was coming from again, Reverend Milton?
This is coming from the education line within the budget. This is the same line, Brother Chairman, that we purchased the Zoom and the Texam all of that came from that education line.
Okay.
Can someone second it?
I second it.
Can someone second? All right, the motion has been made and properly second that we use $500 from our educational line to get the items, the business cards and labels.
And Deacon Henderson, moderator, I will be sharing with the church an itemized list of everything and exactly how much it costs, just so we can have accurate record. And I'll submit that to the board for follow-up. That's all I have. I'll turn it back over to you.
Brother Milton, the one about the leadership summit, the 150. What about that one?
Oh yes, I'm sorry about that. Yes, we will need a motion for that as well, and that as well will come from the education line in our budget.
Okay.
What's that again?
But can someone make the motion?
We had a question. So Brother Telly, what she's saying is the leadership summit that we'll be doing on Tuesday, July 13th. Mr. Dontrell Allen has a fee of $150 for doing that, and so we need to make a motion for that to pay him, and that will be coming from the education line as well.
Can someone make the motion?
Madam Moderator, do you have to be on the council to make a motion?
This is not a council meeting. This is a conference.
Okay. Well, I'd like to make a motion to pay the $150 for the leadership summit.
Thank you. Can someone second it? Can someone second the motion?
I second it, Shannon Scott.
Thank you. The motion has been made and properly seconded that we spend $150 for the leadership summit training on July. What is it, Brother Milton? July the
13th.
17th.
13th.
Oh no, July 13th from 8 to 9 p.m. Okay. Thank you. Is that all of them now? We got the banners, the leadership, the iPads, and the update on the Zoom. You said you was gonna check into that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, we got that taken care of. The report from the deacons. Are they in? We don't have no report from the deacons. Report from the trustees.
Most of the trustees' business has already been put out, but Mr. Snow has completed his job. Excuse me, Mr. Snow has completed his job in the sanctuary with doing the carpet cleaning and the seats, and for what I've seen, he did a very good job. Also, Mr. Smith, he I didn't get to go over, but the trustees that went over, and I think Reverend Milton went over, and they said everything looks good from this point. We still have a few things to get done. I think Mr. Snow is going to be doing our light fixtures. We also have to get with him on that. And the part about Reverend Milton talking about the other clean that we have to do is like in the storage room, the last room in the fellowship hall, we kind of use that as a storage because we don't have a storage building or anything. So we're talking about after things settle down, trustees will go through and just do a clean sweep of what needs to be taken out or left and other stuff that we have in the middle of the floor. I was also letting Reverend Milton know the other night that we have records of Antioch from like from the 1950s, like Sunday school records and everything. Those could be important, documents for our church, and we need to put them somewhere, safe, so we can have things to look back at, and this was a part of our history. Also, want to also try to get a cleanup before third Sunday, and our best option right now is not in stone, but our best option right now is probably going to be the second Saturday in July. Does anybody have a problem with that? Is that not a good weekend or?
So, Brother Chairman, that's Saturday, July the 10th. I just want to make sure that's because that's the second Saturday. So I just want to make sure we put a date. So that's Saturday. July 10th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what time?
That's about we usually try to. Well, those of us that are close by try to get there at least by 8. But like I said, but get there when you can. We get there about 8 and just try to work from 8 to 12 before it gets hot. So we just want to beautify the church before, but just before homecoming, being that this is our first homecoming since last year, going back into the church.
Okay. And the major goal that day, though, is to make sure that the fellowship hall stuff gets organized for the showing on the third Sunday. Yes,
and we take care of all that, That's the major thing, because like I said, we did a sweep on the cemetery, and our grass cutter, he keeps that looking good anyway, and that's basically what we're doing, mostly trying to just tidy up our fellowship hall and move forward from there. Also, we gotta trustees, we gotta take care of our tile, whether we're gonna pay someone to do it or whether we're gonna have to find the time to do it. But our tile is one of our major concerns right now in the fellowship hall also.
Also, Charlie, I had a question. What are we going to do about the toilets? There's no tops on them. Excuse me. And about putting up the soap dispensaries, the toilet paper dispensaries, paper towel, and all of that. Are we going to do that on July the 10th?
Well, we can take care. If we're able to take care of all that on that day, man, that's a lot to try to cram in because, like I said, the first weekend of July is 4th of July weekend, so I know no one's going to be available for that. But with the dispensaries and all that stuff, as I said, if we get there early enough and, we can take care of what we can.
Now, y'all help me with this.
I have a question.
Yes.
Robert Milton, you can go first.
Well, I was just going to say that what we want to do is, and Sister Carolyn, what we want to do is, I'll be going to the church today. Let's make a list of stuff, because I think in order for us to allow folks to walk through, nobody will be using the bathroom and anything over there at the fellowship hall. And so my major focus is making sure the floors are clean, that the actual presentation of it is good. And so as far as the soap and the paper towels and all that good stuff, is that a major priority to have before the third Sunday?
Well, you said we're not going to be using it. No, we're not going to be in there at all third Sunday. We're not.
No. So as soon as we do the ribbon cutting, we're going to invite folks to walk in and take a look. But what I'm asking and kind of doing a suggestion is we got a whole lot of stuff we're trying to get done. Is that something that we're gonna possibly get done, or do we, is that something that we can hire somebody else to do? What I'm kind of trying to put out there is prioritize the list to say we got a lot of stuff we want to get done in about 2 weeks, and all of us are super busy. How do we make it happen?
The reason I said something, Reverend Milton, about it, because, that people, if they're going to come in, they're going to open the door, and you don't really want them to open the door in the way that the bathroom is looking now. I will be out there today, and I will be back on the 10th to help out, and I'll see if I can get Thurman to do some stuff, just to do some stuff for the church, like maybe putting up the dispensaries and all. He's coming out there today too, so, we can speak with him once the list comes, and I'll see if he'll just do it just for the church, without asking for pay for it.
Well, Ms. Carol, I'll be there today also, so I'll get with you and Mr. Thurman.
Okay, thank you, Telly. And Telly, one of my main, and everybody, not just Telly, one of the main concerns was the floor, because I don't know what can be done with the floors, I don't know. I didn't ask them yet if it could be like stripped and waxed or sealed or something. I don't know, but they really look bad.
Well, we had already talked to Bernard Hargrove about that.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, my question was, yes, I had a question. As far as our supplies, like the paper towels, the toilet paper, like the other Sunday, we didn't have any toilet paper in the women's bathroom, and I think your mother called you and told you to bring some. Are we going to start getting ourselves our products in bulk, or like go to Sam's somewhere and just get a supply, the cleaning supplies?
Well, the thing is, if we with toilet paper and stuff like that, if we go ahead and just tell Beverly ahead of time to order it, we can have it, But I said, but just the last minute, which it wasn't complete. The women and men, I put new rolls in the women and men. I said, but they wasn't completely empty. Okay. But I said, we just bought up, I just stopped at the store and got a big bulk just so that we would have it until we do order some more. But if you let Beverly know ahead of time that we need some, just like for just using Lynette Young, for example, if she needs something, I told her she can call me or she can call Beverly, like cleaning supplies, or if paper towels and stuff are real low in the bathroom, or soap or whatever, just call Beverly ahead of time and, Beverly will order for her.
Okay.
Also, excuse me, you all were talking about getting stuff up in the attic or whatever you call it. It's a lot of stuff up there too. I didn't know if you all know, but it's a lot of stuff up in that pull down attic.
Yeah, it is. That was just, that's just our storage space. Like upstairs is our storage space, and then a lot of stuff that was heavy we put in the back room. So, like I said, Ben, if we don't have a storage building outside to put stuff in, we just make use of whatever room we had inside the building. It's almost like in the choir room in the sanctuary. It's like a storage room almost.
Sister Moderator, isn't Reverend Burton our church historian?
Yes, she is.
Okay. I'll give her a call, because I think as a historian, when we go through this stuff, if she can have an opportunity to kind of help us as well go through it and let us know what we need to keep. And so we're checking with her as well.
All right. Are there any other questions for the trustee?
Yes, sir, Brother Chairman. What's your recommendation on hiring or not Miss Young? Because today was the day.
Well, so far from what I've seen, she likes things clean. And when being that we had not been in the church and everything, when I opened up the janitor's door, she said, well, I need to straighten that out. You know what I mean? Because she wants things to be in order so she know it. You know what I mean? So in other words, I think she tightened up the janitor's room, and she put stuff in place. So from what I've seen so far, she's serious about what she's doing.
Okay. Because I think the thing that we put in our minutes is that we were going to vote on to hire her. And so from the trustee chairman, would you recommend to hire her going forward?
I would. I really would.
Okay.
Like I said, from what I seen, when I went back into church, Sunday or whatever, I think she did a real good job. You know, she vacuumed in the bathrooms, and you know, I think she did your room too, didn't she? Your study.
Yes, sir.
She vacuumed and everything. So I mean, I think she's serious about the job. You know, and I mean, she kept calling me. You know, trying to get updates from me about the job.
Okay.
So I think.
Well, Sister Moderator, I make a motion that we hire Sister Lynette Young as a permanent position to go on payroll, and we would have a sit down with her soon to sign contract and all that good stuff. But I make a recommendation that we hire Sister Lynette Young.
I second it.
Is someone
I second it. I second it, Tawena.
Are there anyone that oppose? No one opposes. So it stands approved. Any other question for the trustee? Our
Yes.
committees?
Yes, ma'am. Real quickly, before we go, I just wanted you all to think about, as we talk about hiring Sister Lynette, we originally put in the budget for $6,000 for the year, but since we're halfway through, we have a little wiggle room if we want to increase her, as we talk about in the next few days, hiring her and putting her on payroll. And so again, to Brother Chairman and Vice Chair, if y'all can think about that and let me know, because again, we have $6,000 that we have not touched, and so that would almost double her pay. I'm sure that we won't, might not want to do that, but we do have a little wiggle room where we can give her an increase, because you remember last executive council we talked about the money that she would be getting. So Chair and Vice Chair, think about that and just let us know.
Okay.
All right. Reports from our committees. The borough, Mr. Fisher. I don't think he's on the line.
Now, if
There's no
anybody,
report.
man, I don't know if folks are on the line and cannot speak, but if they hit *6, that will unmute their phone, because there might be somebody on the line that wants to speak but can't. So if Brother Bobby's on the line and hits *6, he'll be able to speak. Okay.
Apparently he's not. Music. All right. The youth.
I think Sister Angela got off because she's preparing for the fun day. And so
I'm here.
Okay, that's
I'm
you.
here. I'm sorry, I was
You're
running
here.
and I had walked away from my phone. So my report basically is today we are doing our youth fun day. Youth achievement is tomorrow, as well as next month. I'm still trying to work on and get together a vacation Bible school dates. I was thinking about maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or if we wanted to do 2 days, start off slowly. And that's about it for me right now.
And I want to say that we enjoyed ourselves at the movie night last Friday.
Yes,
Oh yeah, that was fun.
had a great time. And also, Sister
And I
Angela, I'm sorry, my recommendation would be that
You better go
as you're
now.
praying on VBS, that you consider 2 days since it's our first year.
That's fine with me. Yeah, like I said, basically start off slow. And also, as we're on this meeting now, and I have all Antioch members on there, I just ask that you pray for the youth ministry in general, and that you just try to encourage and support us anytime you can, because we definitely need it right now. So Thank you.
All right. Do we have any unfinished business that anyone wants to bring up now? Brother Milton, you got anything?
Yes, ma'am. And I know Brother Telly and I were both talking about this, but we're going to have a
Okay.
conversation with Brother Bobby Fisher because, again, we have several concerns and discrepancies about our burial policy and our burial plots and vaults and all that good stuff. And so we'll be having a conversation with Brother Bobby soon, just so we can bring resolution to all that information.
All right. Anyone else?
Also, Reverend, you like last Sunday I said I guess me and Anna we was thrown for a loop when you called about the drummer, and I said that kind of sets us back, as you know, and being that it was the last minute, the trustee we couldn't get a check ready. I think we having one ready for Sunday.
Well, and actually that was perfect because the gentleman actually couldn't find the church and got there late, and so he didn't want to get payment because he got there so late. So that it actually worked out, and so I do apologize about that late notice because we received word early that morning that the young man who normally plays the drums was stuck in traffic and could not come. And so again, I try not to do that, and again I apologize to the trustees going forward.
Madam Moderator, I have a question, please. I noticed that
All right.
each time that we have the meeting, that a lot of our committees are not reporting. What can we do as a church and as a church family to work together with these committees? Like, I know everybody has a phone that they will, be able to at least come on and give their report and all of that, because with us all working together, that will better the church. It'll build the church more. So what can we do as a church family to try to work with the committee heads to get them to at least, attend and give their report,
Well, Ms. Davis, a lot of these are like the hospitality, the membership, the missionaries, a lot of them, the pastor's aide included, usher board, we're not meeting now doing anything. A lot of them. That's part of the problem.
Okay.
And when we was meeting, some of them still didn't come.
Yeah. Well, Sister Moderator, can I piggyback off that? One thing I'd like to say is that's why we're doing the Leadership Summit. I think that one thing we have to pray about going forward is some of our meetings, some of our ministries needs to be revamped. And what I mean by that is as we look at some of the ministries that we have who have not met, what I want us to do is begin to ask the question, is it time for us to revamp that ministry, or is it time for new leadership in that ministry? Some of those positions, people have been in those positions for over 10 and 15 years. And I think some of them have done well, but they're just burnt out. But I think now's the time that we begin asking those questions to say to folks, we really want you to step your game up, and is there a reason why, and begin having that conversation, because again, yes, we definitely need everybody's hand on the plow and everybody at the table. But I definitely agree, but I think it starts first with that leadership piece, because I think as we all move in this Christian journey, position that you've done for 7, 8, 10 years, maybe it's time for you to do something else, and God has called you to do something else. But I think one problem in the Black church is we don't really allow folks to step down from a position without it being drama. If the Lord has said my season is up in something, it has to be almost a major fight or issue to be, to step down, and I think that that's the thing that we have to start doing, is saying that there's nothing wrong with folks stepping down. There's nothing wrong with folks saying my time is up. But I think we need to begin praying about that to say, do we have folks to step up into that position, or is that a ministry that we need to revamp and kind of reconstruct?
Okay. Well, I want to thank our pastor's aid members, because even though we're not meeting, a lot of them has been faithful, and I just want to thank them.
Also, just in the process, and I'm sure, just asking the question. This is my last question. with everything that's going on, I mean, going back into the church, do we stay online for meetings, or do we come back to church for meetings, or are we going to do both, do line meetings and church meetings, or whatever's more comfortable for everybody?
And I'm glad you said that, Brother Telly. With the TV piece, once we get the TVs put up in the fellowship hall, and once we get the Wi-Fi, I would love to have an option where we have a computer and a TV screen open for the fellowship hall, where folks who are locally who don't want to do a computer, we have a camera set up in the fellowship hall as well, where folk can go in and watch the meetings. But yes, like I said earlier, I think that's the piece we have to look at now. That for me, it doesn't make sense now for me to drive all the way to the church. And before we were spending money putting me in a hotel. I think we can save that money, but there still might be folks who want to meet at the church. But yes, sir, we definitely make that an option. So yes, as we the next couple of days and stuff, as we walk over to fellowship hall, the next piece will be mounting the TVs and getting them hooked up. So that way, those folks who want to come to meetings, want to come to Bible study and that kind of stuff, can go down to the church and meet in a nice fellowship hall and do that. So yes, sir.
Also, I hate to keep asking questions, but do we ever decide anything about an air purifier or something that maybe more people will be comfortable coming into church, and it's going to get cold too, So do we ever make any decisions about that?
No, I don't think we did.
No. It's been brought up a couple of times, but no, we didn't go. We just went with the CVC cleaning. We just went with the cleaning right now. And as of right after service, Bernard Hargrove, he sprays the sanctuary with some kind of disinfectant. He sprays the whole sanctuary.
Are there any other comments? You have anything, Brother Milton?
No, ma'am. I do. I'm sorry. I'm about like tell it. This is the last thing I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I want to thank everyone for their Father's Day love. Pastors, deacons, deaconess, all of those who shared gifts of love to me on last Sunday for Father's Day. I'm grateful for each and every one of you.
Well, if no one else have anything to say or no concerns, Rob Milton, can you dismiss us in prayer, please?
Yes, ma'am. Let every heart pray. Gracious God, we are so grateful for yet another exciting and wonderful meeting. God, we're excited that, God, we are coming on the technology and communicating and talking and sharing and working together as a team. God, you are strengthening Antioch day by day. God, thank you. And so, God, we simply say we are here and willing to work and do whatever, God, you say to build thy kingdom. And so we are grateful for each person represented on here. And God, we ask you to continue to bless those that for whatever reason could not log in. God, we ask you to continue to strengthen and guide us and direct us that we may continue to strengthen thy kingdom here on earth. In Jesus' name we do pray. And all God's people said amen.
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 We look forward to seeing everyone this afternoon at 12 o'clock for our youth fun day. Blessing to each one of you all.
July